there was a sort of a breaking story a couple days ago. I marked it out. I made a comment about it. Michael Haynes tweeted on November 8th, openly gay ABC anchor Gio Benitez was confirmed into the Catholic Church. His husband, in parentheses, thank you, was his sponsor. During the Mass, they both received Holy Communion. Father James Mairtin con-celebrated the Mass, and Benita credits Mairtin for leading him to the church. Okay, if you don't know who James Mairtin is, you need to learn these things. James Mairtin is really the leading voice promoting the LGBTQ agenda within Roman Catholicism. And as we've pointed out, Pope Francis repeatedly sent handwritten notes to Mairtin when they would be having conferences, encouraging him and thanking him for his work. There are pictures of them glad-handing together. And one of the first people that Pope Leo met after his ascension to the papal throne was with Father James Mairtin. And so, if Rome cared at all about being consistent in its external activities with its alleged doctrine and theology, this type of thing wouldn't happen. Something would be happening in Germany right now. The German bishops are doing whatever they darn well please. They really are. And it's well known that the illicit same-sex unions are being blessed in Germany, and nobody, it's just all, oh, we don't know. They speak a different language. We don't know. Rome's just going, do, because they don't really know what to do about it. Or, as a recent article suggested just a couple weeks ago, 75 to 80% of the leadership of the church in Rome is homosexual anyway, and therefore, why even bring it up? Why even talk about it? That's a possibility too. But what's fascinating, right before the program started, about half an hour before the program started, this video surfaced. And this is from the same guy that tweeted the other thing. So, I mean, in a Roman Catholic Church in the United States, with Father Mairtin celebrating the Eucharist, this unrepentant, supposedly in a married state, which is mythology, with another man, and with that man being his sponsor, this man was brought into the Roman Catholic Church. No repentance. Did he immediately confess the sin of this relationship? Of course not. I mean, if he had tried confessing that to Mairtin, what would Mairtin have said? So I put this out and I said, this isn't licit, right? You know, and all these Roman Catholics go, the doctrine of the church is very clear. There can be no questions about the sinfulness of these things. And here's the quote, and here's the quote. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I know the case you can make. But here's the problem. Your popes don't seem to believe you. And you're not the pope. I mean, when Nancy Pelosi is forbidden to take the Eucharist in San Francisco by her bishop, and she goes to Rome, and Francis gives her the Eucharist there, basically kicking the bishop to the curb, don't tell me that Francis wasn't sending a message. Don't tell me he was going, oh, I didn't know the bishop had done that. Of course he did. It was rebuke against anyone who would believe like you believe. They don't believe that stuff anymore. Oh, they may still say the words, but hey, what they do and what they say are two really major, big, different things, you know? And so I was putting this out just this morning to somebody that was like, oh, that you're just making it, everybody knows exactly what the church teaches, la, 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 la. And now the same guy tweets this. It's a video Bishop Strickland at the USCCB, United States Conference of Catholic Bishops. That's not an easy line. Anyway, they go to this camera, and this guy is at, you know how these meetings work. You've got the microphone set up, and someone does a motion type thing or makes a comment or something. So here's Bishop Strickland. He stands up, he makes these comments, and is completely ignored. The panel and chair ignore him. He said what he needed to say. I appreciate the fact that he said what he said, but completely ignored. So Rich is going to have to crank this up because for some reason the volume on it is ridiculously low. But here's... the point is, he's pointing to the very same thing that I was talking about. He's pointing to the fact that this unrepentant, allegedly married gay man was brought into the church and given the Eucharist with his supposed husband as his sponsor. And James Mairtin right there. Okay? He brings it up to all of the bishops in the United States of America. And they just go, well, it's a nice day. Do. Here's what he said.
But since we're in the area of doctrine, I don't know how many of us have seen on the social media priests and others gathered celebrating the confirmation of a man living with a man openly, and it just needs to be addressed. Father James Mairtin, once again involved, great pictures of all of them smiling. Here we are talking about doctrine. I just thought I need to raise that issue. I know it's not part of any agenda, but this body gathered, we need to address it. Thank you.
Thank you, Bishop.
Thank you, Bishop Massa. Please go ahead.
Yeah, just a word.
Yeah, just continue on. Let's not worry about it. We're not going to address it. Ain't going to do it. Can't do it. I think they've been told from the people at the very top they can't do it. So, yeah. You can make a strong argument from historical Roman Catholic documents, no question about it. But the problem is, you have an infallible leader. You have to depend for the definition of tradition on whoever's alive today. And that's why the death penalty issue has been changed, and that's why you just on the last program, it has always been appropriate to use co-redemptrix. That's what Pope Francis evidently wrote that, and now it's been, yeah. So there you go.